Welcome to 60 Skills. We will now discuss what is non-dual light. Non-dual light is a confusing subject in the area of meditation and yogic practice for any number of reasons. Quite literally speaking, non-dual light is a state or an energy or a thing that cannot be positively defined. You can only define non-dual light by what it is not. The result of which has been any number of arguments amongst the enlightened community predating the written word. The simple fact of the matter is, I don't have much to add to this, but what I can do is give you a little bit of information regarding what other people have said about this. As a practical matter, energetically speaking, the energetic model can carry you all the way up through the area of the void, or that divine nothingness out of which the one and the zero and the yin and the yang spring. However, to get to non-dual light, ultimately this energetic model of the universe has to be rejected. What can be said about non-dual light? Well, it's referred to as light because what essentially happens when you engage this force for the first time is you get sucked out of your body and your mind or spirit goes into a place that you cannot actually describe. The best description most people can bring up with is that it creates a kind of light, hence the term enlightenment. Now, that said, when you come back to physical reality, what is there to say about non-dual light? It turns out those same people who have had this experience cannot positively define what happened there. They are only able to define it by what it is not. It is not emotion. It is not something bound by space. It is not something bound by time. Whatever happens there appears to be incredibly important. That said, what it is exactly really cannot be said at all. Some groups tend to refer to this as a sense of absolute disillusion of self. And in some cases, this is a good way of defining this. Because whatever we are here in the phenomenal, astral, or mental worlds simply ceases to exist as that thing when we cross that bridge. Now, as a practical matter, people have to be able to engage the void or the Akashic realm on some level in order to cross over to the realm of non-dual light. And the fact of the matter is, most people choose not to do this. Akasha brings a lot of power with it. That said, non-dual light does not. Now, again, what happens there appears to be terribly important. But if you're fairly materially engaged, it's easy to see how you wouldn't give this a whole lot of concern. Now, while there are any number of metaphysical penalties to be paid by exclusively dwelling in nothingness and refusing to cross over to the non-dual realm, the fact of the matter is this is something that people choose to do. So if it sounds like I'm being nebulous regarding what exactly non-dual light is, it's because, simply put, I have no adequate way of defining it. So, all I can really say about this is non-dual light is that thing that exists on the other side of the void. It seems to be terribly important, but what it is exactly cannot be defined in terrestrial terms. Now, that said, there is one other aspect of non-dual light that needs to be taken into consideration. Any version of light that is pulled out of this non-dual realm becomes dual when it crosses that bridge of the void, into the void. So this is the reason why practitioners can generate large amounts of light at the Akashic, mental, astral, and vital realms from that non-dual state. However, it is important to keep in mind that the light they are generating, in turn, is Akashic, mental, astral, or vital light, and not non-dual light, even if it is using the non-dual as the ultimate power source for this. In some schools, this is referred to as the chain of manifestation, whereas going into non-dual light can be referred to as the path of enlightenment. So, hopefully I haven't left anyone here any more confused on the topic, but these are some higher level concepts that need to be considered when you go about putting your practice together. Train hard, be well, and I hope to hear from you again soon.